Sophia Miller used to believe in love. She believed in loyalty, honesty, and forever. For 8 years, she gave her heart to one man, Daniel Carter. Daniel was charming, successful, and respected in New York's business world. Sophia worked as a junior accountant in his company. Their love story began like a fairy tale: coffee dates, late-night talks, promises of marriage. But fairy tales don't warn you about betrayal. One rainy evening, Sophia decided to surprise Daniel at his office. She carried dinner in her hands and hope in her heart. When she reached his cabin, the door was half open. Inside, she saw what shattered her soul. Daniel was laughing, with another woman in his arms. Not just any woman, Emily Ross, the company's HR manager. Sophia dropped the food bag. The sound made them turn. Daniel's smile disappeared. "Sophia, it's not what it looks like," he said. But it was exactly what it looked like. That night, Daniel confessed everything. He had been using Sophia's ideas for his promotion. He was planning to marry Emily for money and status. Sophia was just temporary. Her heart broke into pieces. 2 days later, she was fired from the company. Reason: false financial misconduct charges. Daniel had framed her. Within 1 week, Heavy Checkmark lost her job. Heavy Checkmark lost her love. Heavy Checkmark lost her reputation. She sat alone in her small apartment, staring at the city lights. Tears rolled down her face, but something else was born inside her: anger. Strength. A plan. She whispered to herself, "You destroyed my life, Daniel, now I will destroy the world you built." That night, Sophia didn't sleep. She opened her laptop and began searching: business law, company fraud, financial investigations. She wasn't going to cry anymore. She was going to rise. And when she did, Daniel would regret ever underestimating her. Sophia packed her bags that very night. She didn't tell anyone where she was going. No goodbye. No explanation. The next morning, her apartment was empty. To the world, Sophia Miller disappeared. But in a small town in California, a new woman was born. She changed her name to Sarah Mitchell. She enrolled in a short business law and finance program. During the day, she studied. At night, she worked in a cafe to survive. Life was hard, but her pain gave her power. Every insult from Daniel, every lie, every tear, she turned them into motivation. 3 years passed. Sarah was no longer the weak, trusting Sophia. She was confident, sharp-minded, dangerous in silence. One evening, her professor called her into the office. "Sarah, you have exceptional talent," he said. "A financial investigation firm in Chicago wants you." Chicago. Fate was pulling her back toward the same world she escaped. She accepted the offer. Back in the city of tall buildings and secrets, Sarah began working with a firm that exposed corporate fraud. Her first assignment shocked her. The company under investigation was Carter Enterprises, Daniel's company. She read the files slowly: fake accounts, money laundering, illegal tax shelters. All the crimes Daniel had blamed on her were real. And now, she had proof. She smiled for the first time in years. "Hello again, Daniel," she whispered. "You made me invisible, now I will make you powerless." She didn't rush. Revenge needed patience. She began collecting evidence quietly: emails, transaction records, hidden accounts. At night, she stood by her apartment window and watched the city. The city that once broke her, was about to watch her rise. Sarah Mitchell walked into the conference room with calm steps. Inside, the board members of Carter Enterprises were already seated. Lawyers, investors, and senior managers were present. And then, the door opened. Daniel Carter entered. Sophia's heart skipped for 1 second, but her face showed nothing. Daniel looked older. More powerful. More arrogant. He didn't recognize her. Why would he? She was no longer the broken girl he destroyed. The meeting began. Our firm will audit your financial system, Sarah said professionally. We are here to protect your investors. Daniel nodded. Of course. We have nothing to hide. Liar. As days passed, Sarah worked inside the company. She saw Emily Ross, now Daniel's wife, sitting proudly in the CEO lounge. Sarah smiled secretly. You stole my life, now I'll take your future. She planted the first seed of the trap. She leaked a small but real financial error to the tax department, not enough to destroy him, just enough to make him nervous. Soon, panic started in Carter Enterprises. Daniel shouted at employees. Emily argued with him daily. Investors began questioning. One evening, Daniel called Sarah to his office. Miss Mitchell, he said, can you guarantee this investigation won't harm us? Sarah looked into his eyes, the same eyes that once promised love. I only report the truth, she replied coldly. That night, she accessed the hidden server. She found everything: fake employee salaries, offshore accounts, illegal deals. Her hands shook, not with fear, but with victory. Now I own your secrets, she whispered. But fate wasn't done testing her. As she was leaving the office late, Daniel stopped her near the elevator. You remind me of someone, he said slowly. A woman I once knew. Her heart raced, but her voice stayed calm. Then she must have been important, Sarah said. Daniel stared at her face. Sophia felt danger rising. Had he recognized her, or was this just coincidence? She walked out without looking back. But she knew one thing: the game had truly begun. Daniel couldn't sleep that night. Sarah Mitchell's face stayed in his mind. Her eyes, her voice, her confidence, they felt familiar. Too familiar. The next day, he ordered his assistant to investigate her background. Find everything about Sarah Mitchell, he said. I want her history, family, past jobs, everything. But Sarah had erased Sophia Miller completely. No social media. No old address. No connections. Only clean records. Daniel felt uneasy. Meanwhile, Sarah made her next move. She arranged a private meeting with Emily Ross. I need some internal HR documents, Sarah said politely. For employee verification. Emily, proud and careless, handed over access. That night, Sarah discovered something shocking: Emily had been transferring company money into her personal account. Not for Daniel, for herself. Sarah smiled. Perfect. Now she had weapons against both of them. Days later, a secret anonymous email was sent to the board members. Subject: Internal fraud at Carter Enterprises. Attached files: heavy check mark Emily's bank transfers. Heavy check mark fake invoices. Heavy check mark proof of hidden assets. Chaos exploded inside the company. Emily was called into emergency questioning. She cried. She blamed Daniel. Daniel blamed Emily. Their marriage turned into war. At the same time, Sarah leaked another report, this time to the media. major New York businessman under investigation for financial crimes. Daniel's face appeared on TV. His empire started shaking. One evening, Daniel came drunk to Sarah's office. "Who are you?" he demanded. "You're destroying my life." Sarah stood up slowly. "You destroyed mine first," she said. Daniel froze. His eyes widened. Sophia." She removed her glasses. "Yes," she said softly. "I survived you." For the first time in years, Daniel was afraid. Daniel's hands started shaking. "Sophia, please," he whispered. "I made mistakes. But this will ruin me." Sophia looked at him without emotion. "You didn't just make mistakes," she said. "You destroyed my career. You broke my name. You killed my trust." Police sirens were heard outside the building. Emily was already under investigation. Now Daniel was exposed too. The board members entered with officers. "Daniel Carter, you are under arrest for financial fraud, money laundering, and false accusations against an employee." Daniel collapsed into a chair. Emily tried to escape from the back door, but she was caught as well. The news spread like fire. Power couple of New York sent to court for corruption. Sophia stood near the window and watched. 3 years of pain, 3 years of silence, 3 years of planning, all came to an end. In court, Sophia testified. She showed, heavy check mark the fake charges against her. Heavy check mark the stolen business ideas. Heavy check mark the secret bank accounts. Heavy check mark the emails proving Daniel framed her. The judge looked at Daniel and said, "You didn't just commit financial crimes. You destroyed an innocent woman's life." Daniel was sentenced to prison. Emily was sentenced too. Carter Enterprises collapsed. Outside the court, reporters surrounded Sophia. "Miss Miller, why did you come back?" Sophia answered calmly, "I didn't come back for revenge. I came back for justice." That night, she stood alone by the river. For the first time in years, she felt free. No anger. No fear. No pain. Only peace. She whispered, "I lost everything once, but I found myself." Sophia changed her name back. She opened her own financial consulting firm. She helped women who were cheated, fired, and silenced just like she once was. Her past was dark, but her future was bright. Sparkles the end sparkles.